Happy New Year, friends. Welcome to Nuggets of Gold in 2021. This last Sunday, I went and visited a friend's church in the Minneapolis area, and during his sermon, he asked the question, who are you becoming in your life in this year? And that's really been shaking around in my head for the last few days. Who are you becoming? We always ask each other the doing question. How are you doing? How have you been doing? What have you been doing? We always talk about our activity, the doing activities. How are you doing? Feelings. What have you been doing? Actions. But we don't stop and think about ourselves very often, perhaps, or about others along the lines of who are you becoming? Because what we do is going to flow out of who we are becoming. Who we be leads to who we do or what we do. Let's say that again. Who we be, who we are on the inside leads to what we do, the choices we make, the priorities we set, and how we carry those out in action. So I'm thinking a lot at the beginning of this year, who am I becoming? We have this description from the life of Jesus in Luke chapter 2. When we read about him, when he was 12 years old, he went to the temple, and then his parents left on their journey and they couldn't find Jesus, so they went back. And then there's a little summary verse at the end of that passage. Luke 2, verse 52 says this: Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. So it says Jesus was becoming, as a young man, someone who was increasing in godly wisdom, someone who was growing into physical health, and someone who had a favorable relationship with God and with people. Who are you becoming? In all of those quadrants, you are either stagnant, or you're going in a direction you don't want to go, or you're going in a direction you do want to become. Well, what are those four directions again? Your knowledge. What are you doing with your brain? What are you becoming with what you're putting into your head and where you're taking your thoughts? Who are you becoming? Are you becoming a wiser person? Secondly, your physical body. Who are you becoming? Are you becoming healthy by making choices that lead to that? What about in relationship to God? Jesus grew in favor with God. Who are you becoming spiritually? Who are you becoming biblically? And then Jesus grew in favor and increased in favor with man. Who are you becoming in the way that you relate to others? Who are you becoming as you move into 2021? We can make to-do lists. Lots of people make to-do lists. I made one. Actually, this blue sheet in my Bible right here is the to-do list I had for this last Sunday as the holidays were wrapping up and we were getting the kids ready to go back to school and getting ready for some trips and getting ready for some other things. I had a to-do list. But the way I carried out this list and the attitudes I carried this out with are based on who I am or who I be. Who am I becoming? And so, because this was rattling around in my head so much, I actually had my kids, and I'm not going to let you see this, I had my 4 older kids write down, let's see, maybe I can show you the top of this. Right at the top there, to be and not to be. So on Sunday night, I had each of my 4 older kids take one of these cards, and I asked them, write down 2 things that this year you want to become more of, and 2 things you want to become less of. Who do you want to be? And who do you not want to be? And my kids came back there between the ages of 11 and 16, and they came back with fantastic answers. I'm going to use these to pray for them over the course of the first few months of this year. I'm trying to be deliberate. I want to give you some deliberate steps. What about you making a list? 2 things that I want to become more of. I want to increase in these things, and 2 things that I don't want to be. I want to decrease or eliminate these things. What a great opportunity for you to pray. Jesus increased in wisdom, in stature, physical strength. He increased in favor with God, his relationship with God, and in favor with man. He was focused on his human relationships, and he was focused on doing those well. He grew in those. Who do you want to be, and who do you not want to be? And I also invite you, send me an email with your 2 things. Who do you want to become more, and who do you want to become less? I will pray for you. I will, in fact, put them right on this very card in my Bible. I'd be happy to pray for you this year. But let's become people intentionally and not just drift into a blah life. We'll see you next time.